Hello, hello. Welcome back to yet another episode of Sassy Southern Belle. Today, we are going to be talking about nostalgia and things that bring up nostalgia. Now, nostalgia is really going around. I thought it was really fun to talk about. But if you're new here, hit that like button, ring that bell for notification. Also, please subscribe, help a girl out. Um, now, for for those of you who don't know what nostalgia is, it is well, basically a sentimental longing of wistful affection for the past, typically for the period or place within a happy personal association. So, to start it off, I thought I would talk about some questions before I dive in what my favorite shows, some shows, movies, and songs that give me nostalgia every time I think about it. So, are you ready for the first question? Um, Here we go. Let's go. Let's start with what was your mother father like when you were younger? So it's no secret. I did not have an easy childhood. My mom had me as a teenager. She didn't know so here's the thing. My mom had my sister first, and then she didn't know she was pregnant with me. So she married my bio dad just to get out of foster care and all of that. But she did she relied heavily on me growing up, so she became emotionally dependent on me, which it took us to strain out toll on our relationship, and we're in a rebuilding period of our relationship and everything. But my bio dad, he was one of those fathers that he was a dad when it was convenient for him, and if it wasn't for if it interfered with him, his mood, you can definitely tell for sure. Um, what sights, sounds, and smells remind you of your mother and father? I see certain things, and I'm like, so as far as sights go, I really want to say, like sometimes I'll see a coffee cup, and I'm reminded of a time when my stepdad yelled at me for supposedly not letting him know that I put it there when I told him I did, and he just wanted an excuse to yell at me. Um, and everything. And like Chihuahuas, like we grew up with dogs, and we had a lot of inside dogs, so which made me very much not want an inside dog. Um, if I'm being honest, like a house trained dog. Let me phrase that, and everything else. But I have my unofficial adopted family, which I love. If y'all are watching, y'all know I love you. Another question. What tell t- Okay, what is your favorite memory that you've had with your mother or father? Honestly, I like to say it's when we went camping and fishing because I got out of the house. I didn't do any work a lot of times. Um, if you were adopted, did you ever meet your biological parents? What do you know about them? Okay, I have my unofficial adopted family, which I love and everything. So they make me extremely happy. And I have my biological sister, but as far as my unofficial adopted family goes, I have my mom, Christy, dad, Paul, and I have two younger brothers, Samuel and Luke. And if you didn't know us, you would think we were related to each other, like biologically, because we do share, like, there's a lot of things we have in common. Let's see. Okay. Siblings. What were your siblings like? Okay, well, with my sister, I'm not going to go into too much detail because there's just a lot of stuff that I can't talk about personally. We cut ties years ago, I will say that. But she has a nephew that lives with his grandparents, and my nephew that lives with his grandparents, on the paternal side, and my mom and stepdad, new stepdad, and everything. So let me get off track for a second. I left home at 18. My stepdad died. My mom and stepdad separated a year after I left home, and bio mom and stepdad separated a year after I left home. Then he died when that same 6 months after they separated and all of that. So she remarried again. So bio mom, new stepdad number two. Um, So my mom's been married a total of 3 times. If that tells you anything. There's a story behind all that, but we're not getting into it. Um, but my siblings, so my sister, she was very much she was one of those that here's the thing. We were two sisters who were brought up in the same type of environment. We just learned how to cope differently. She was more riled, rebellious, and everything. And I had to be the adult to take care of her. Like, I didn't have the option not to be the baby of the family. Um, and as far as my two little brothers go, with Samuel, like, when we are in planning mode, like, I kid you not, like, decorating mode and all that, we are definitely, like, hands on. Like, we want everything to be perfect. And we have to constantly remind ourselves that not everything has to be perfect. Now, with Luke, on the other hand, like, I feel like if I would have grown up with him, I would have been the sister that would have been constantly protecting him all the time, like, from stuff. And I work with someone now, like, and a friend of mine, and his little brother reminds me of Luke so much, so it's like he has to be protected at all costs. Of course, I do tease him all the time and torture him, but it's beside the point. Let's see. Do you think your siblings helped shape you into who you are? How? Yes, I do actually. I think when you grow up, like growing up with a sister is like growing up with my sister was definitely different because we had to depend on each other, and I was very much the adult having to take care of her and all of that. So I think it shaped me to being like fiercely independent, but also like being careful with my nurturing side, honestly, because I have a nurturing side I only show with people I care about. Now, like Samuel and Luke, like with them, what I like is that I didn't grow up with them. That's the thing. I met them in my early adult years, and they became my unofficial adopted family. And like I think if we would have grown up, it would have been a lot differently. But we have like a sibling bond. That's the thing, and we all love each other so much. And he just got his license this past year. I'm so glad he lives now. He's in Alabama, and I'm in Tennessee. Trust me on that one. He's a new driver. He drives like Mario. Let's see. Okay, let's talk about vacations. What vacations did you take growing up? Well, I didn't really go on a lot of vacations because we were poor. Like when I say poor, like way below the poverty line. Like we were on food stamps and we had got food from other people and like and everything else. So like growing up way below the poverty line taught me that I just really wanted to like I did not want to put myself in that situation ever like when I became an adult. Um but as far as vacations go, I remember this one year, I was in my freshman year of high school. It was a friend of ours that I was living with. I went with him and his girlfriend to Gulf Shores. And that was like the first vacation I think I ever took, aside from the little camping trips and stuff we did, but like we didn't go far. We went to Pine Hill, like little camping areas and stuff, but it was like we grew up poor, so it's like vacations and stuff, that was a luxury, honestly. Um How about holidays? What was my favorite holiday growing up? Halloween. I love getting dressed up on Halloween, go trick or treating and all of that and everything. Now, my least favorite holiday is Valentine's Day. I hate that holiday with a passion. Um, what was my most memorable birthday gift? A gun. For those of you who don't know, I grew up hunting and fishing and all of that. And when I got my first gun, I was so happy. I don't really hunt and fish anymore because one, nobody wants to wake up that early to go hunting. Um, But yeah, like I was a mixture of tomboy and girly girl for sure. Um, my summers, like I said, it was like cleaning up the house, making sure food was cooked and everything. Because if I didn't, I would get yelled at. So I enjoyed those summers when we had guests over because that meant my stepdad and my had to be on his best behavior and all of that. What was my neighborhood like? So I lived in like rural Alabama, like Forkland. And so basically we lived in down dirt roads. So there wasn't really much neighbors for us. So which I kind of think helped shape me into being the introvert I am today, if I'm being honest. Um, how did my experience as a child impact my own faith as I grew into adulthood? Okay, so it's no secret that I struggle with faith. That was actually a really good question too. So when I was 15 or 16, I think I lost my faith in God. I declared myself an atheist and everything, and it wasn't until my adult years that I started to find peace and become a born again Christian. So, like, I was so angry because I was like, God, why are you constantly putting me in this situation? I keep praying and stuff and nothing. So, and it's like, looking back, I think God, like, I think it was just like, God was just waiting for me, honestly. Like, He knew and deep down. Um, which is funny now because both my adopted parents are pastors, which official adopted parents are pastors. My my dad, he's a pastor. He has his own church in Hayden, Alabama. And my mom actually went to school to get for ministry and all of that. And she's the runner of the campus ministries at Wallace State Community College. Like she has a nonprofit and everything, which I love. This is actually how we met too. It is funny too because like I remember I was sitting in the student center at Wallace, and I remember walking around here, this very loud woman. So I was like, "Who is this woman?" Like talking, and I walked around. I was like, and we just got started talking. It's like she felt homey, like she felt like home. And you know when you find people like that, you have to keep them around long enough. Um, did I have any nicknames, and how did they come about? Okay, so my little pawpaw, rest in peace, always called me Bit Bit. Almost everyone, like on my bio dad side of the family, called me Bit. Um, and everything. And my favorite one was also Redbone. Like, it was so cute. My little pawpaw was the only one who called me that because of my red hair and everything. And I love it. But yeah. Let's see, what place of worship did your family like to attend? So when I lived with my grandparents, we attended Hoboken Methodist Church. And it's like literally this little church in Sweetwater, Alabama. And for those of you that don't know, Sweetwater, Alabama is the further off the interstate you can get. And everything. But let's see. What about more about my early years now? What was the happiest moments of your childhood? Honestly, it was waking up and go hunting with my Uncle Steve. Like, I loved to hunt and fish. Like I said, I was the ultimate girly girl mixed with a tomboy. Like, I loved wearing camo and all of that. I love running barefoot. I used to get in trouble all the time because when it would be cold, and I still do this now, but I don't like wearing shoes. That's not a secret. So, like, I love to go barefoot and all of that. And I just like hunting and all of that. Ooh, move into adolescence years. Ooh. Who was my first kiss and how it happened? I've never been kissed. I've never have. Like, I've only ever thought about being kissed by this guy, but I'm not the girl that guys date, and I'm okay with that, if I'm being honest. Like, I get it. Guys want to date people, but I also know that I'm gonna find the one that God's gonna put in my life. Like, this, I swore off dating like 4 years ago, if that tells you anything. Um, See, what kind of activities did you participate in? Okay, so when I was in high school, I did JRTC for 4 years, and I loved it. It got me out of the house, and I got to do the home games and marching and praise and all of that. I did color guard and honor guard, which was so fun. I still know how to do some of the stuff in ROTC. It's also the happiest moments too of my teenage years, which leads to this question: what major world event do you remember during those years? I want to say honestly, it was the not to get all political or nothing, but it was the Trump and Clinton election, and I actually got to vote in it for the first time, which was so fun, and I loved doing that honestly and everything. But I thought it would be pretty neat. But yeah, like I'm not gonna say who I vote for because, and if you're gonna say something political, please don't. I will make sure I will delete the comment, guys. I just think about this podcast. It's just supposed to be fun, lighthearted, and all of that. Nothing too serious, nothing too political, please. But anyway, let's talk about some shows that like bring out inner nostalgia. Charlie Brown. Oh my gosh, Christmas. Like we had Christmas, Halloween. If there was a Charlie Brown movie for that season, guess what? We were watching that Charlie Brown movie. I'm just starting off with shows, by the way. Then I'll move on to movies and TV shows. The Jetsons. Oh my gosh, that's a cult classic right there. The Jetsons. Like it was way above its time too. I will say that. Um, the Flintstones, for crying out loud. Like, I love the Flintstones. I've been wanting a pet dinosaur, even though they were extinct. But come on. Dexter's Laboratory. It makes so much sense why I love that show. If you knew me, how sassy and how I can be pretty evil and smart at the same time, you would get that. As my friends, I'm pretty much sassy, and they love my sassiness. It comes in handy. A lot of people, like, when people first meet me, they don't assume I'm so sassy, but, like, I can get really sassy. That's the thing. Oh my gosh, Kim Possible. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. Okay, that's enough for your eardrums. But anyway, I love Kim Possible. That was like my show growing up. Oh my gosh, her and Ron, like the friends to lovers trope, I love especially. And having a naked mole rat too, like in a friend named Wade, that show's also above its time. I'm just saying. Oh, another classic, Popeye. If you know, you know. And we all know what Popeye's favorite food was. Spinach. And who his love interest was? Olive oil. I thought it was so funny. Like, I'm just thinking about it now. Let's see. Tom and Jerry. I love Tom and Jerry. Okay. Have to know. Were you a Tom person or a Jerry person? I was a Jerry person. As me and my friend Nor have said, that Jerry was always playing chess while Tom was always playing checkers. Um, Scooby Doo, can't go wrong. And here's the thing: if you've never seen Scooby Doo and you want to go back and watch it, I will give you the spoiler alert. If Velma ever gets a love interest, that guy is the villain. Trust me on that one. Oh, let's see. Rugrats. Oh my gosh, I loved Rugrats. And that was like one of my favorite shows. My favorite was always Trek. You see, growing up, I always resonated with the redheaded characters. I don't know why. Um, Ed and Eddie, My Life as a Teenage Robot. Okay, does My Life as a Teenage Robot feel like a fever dream? I'm telling you, some shows I was right typing up and stuff like these shows feel like a fever dream, and I'm thinking people are gonna go crazy if I say these. Think I'm losing my mind if I say that. The Powerpuff Girls. Okay, which brings us to a question. We have to take the Powerpuff Girl Reddit quiz. Are y'all ready? Um, we'll go. Which Powerpuff Girl am I? Okay. So here we go. This is on Haywise, and this is not a sponsored video, by the way. Episode, by the way. Okay. Let's see. You see a bank robbery in progress. What do you do? Confront the robbers? Call the police? Go steal something? Let's call the police because that's the right thing to do. Um, let's see. Your friend is upset. How do you cheer them up? So I think it just really depends on the friend. So here's our options. Walk over, give them a hug, listen, offer advice, let them get over it, give them a playful punch in the arm. Yeah, I'm gonna walk over, give them a hug because they need it. And I'm not a hugger, so there's very few people. Um, you're babysitting your little cousin, and will you entertain them? Play tag or hide a seat? Duh. What's my strategy for catching a butterfly? Make it a trap, holding out a snack, approach slowly and gently, run and grab it. Ooh. Approach slowly and gently. You baked a cake. What's your choice for the ultimate frosting? Chocolate fudge? Duh. Um, Pretty rainbow sprinkles? Definitely slime green or sweet vanilla buttercream. Ooh. See, it would depend on the chocolate for me. Like growing up, I loved chocolate, but now I'm like, it depends on the chocolate. So we're gonna go sweet vanilla buttercream. What is my talent forming act? Imagine, well, considering we'll go singing with my ukulele. I think I did one talent show in middle school. That was it. Um, what's my study methods for tests? Create colorful flashcards, make a study group, plan to cheat, cram and hope for the best. I'm gonna go A. Right, what's my go-to move at parties? A classic waltz, a robot dance, a dramatic troll, or the running man? Because I'm a dork, I'm gonna go a robot. I am a dork, I will admit that. Um, what's my must-have road trip? What's my must-have item? A pair of sunglasses, stuffed animal, pair of fun fit stops, a travel journal. Uh, pair of sunglasses because I can block the rest of the trip. Duh. Come on. Okay, I see a stray dog. What's my approach? Look for its owner and return it. Send it to the pound, pet it and give it a cute name. Offer it a piece of meat. I'm gonna look for the owner and return it. What games do you always play with your friends? Strago or chess? Charades, of course. Pin the tail on a donkey. Truth or dare. So I'm gonna go the first option. Now presentation time. According to your friend, what's your style? Thoroughly researched and informative. Oh yeah, that's the best one because I do like my research. It's time for some new tech. What will it be? Big screen television, HD camera equipment, new gaming console, cool robot, HD camera equipment. I love a camera. I love taking pictures and all of that. Anyway, I feel like I'm more of a buttercup. Anyway, this quiz is taking forever. But anyway, Looney Tunes. Okay, who was your favorite Looney Tune? Y'all have to let me know. My favorite was always Bugs Bunny. I love Bugs. I can't help it. Daffy Duck was also a second favorite. And then there's Porky Pig. Oh, Winnie the Pooh. That's also in that class. That's not on this list. Piglet was always my favorite. I always identified with Piglet. Now they say like whoever your favorite character from those shows are is like who your personality is like. If that doesn't make so much sense with Piglet because of my anxiety, I don't know what else does. But Total Drama Island, does anybody remember that show? Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Full House, Boy Meets World, The Fresh Prince. Are you afraid of the dark? Friends. Oh my gosh, the Ross and Rachel we see is so toxic right now. I know that might get me canceled, but it's very toxic. Hey Arnold, that feels like a fever dream. That 70s show, Dawson's Creek, Degrassi, Gilmore Girls, Make It or Break It, Goosebumps, Lizzie McGuire, Moesha, the Goldbergs. Oh my gosh, I've watched the Goldbergs so many times. So many times. I'm currently binge watching it now. So that other thing, Ghost Whisperer, 90210, all that. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Oh my gosh, I've tried watching Korra, The Legend of Korra, and I can't do it. I can't. I hate that show. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender better. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Clarissa Explains It All. The Nine Lives of Chloe King. Secret Life of the American Teenager. Why did I ever watch The Secret Life of an American Teenager? Like, there was this weird hold. ABC had me on hold for, like, I don't know what it was. They just had a weird hold on me. But my favorite movies. Mighty Joe Young. That was my go-to childhood movie. I've been watching that on VHS tape. That's revealing my age right there. And I've seen that movie so many times. Charlotte's Web, Stick It, The Wizard of Oz, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, The Little Mermaid, Happy Feet, um, Horton Hears a Who. What are some songs like? Down, In My Head, Complicated, Poker Face, Bye Bye Bye, Drop It Like It's Hot, Toxic, I Got a Feeling, Give Me More, um, Promiscuous, Sexy Back, One Two Step, Gold Digger, Soldier Boy, Brittany's, Hot in Here, Hot and Cold, Beautiful Girls, um, Umbrella, Who Knew, No One, and Rock the Boat. So, so I live in Murfreesboro, for those of you that don't know. And this is basically a cute little it's basically a town outside of Nashville. And I love living here. I can deal with the Nashville traffic if I want to, but I don't have to. And everything. But with that being said, I go to Whiskey Dick from time to time. Now my friend Nor goes all the time. He knows all the dances, but they do like the Cupid Shuffle, the Cha Cha Slide. Oh my gosh. Classic by MKTO. So many songs that bring me back to like bring back so much nostalgia that I'm like, and the Whiskey Dicks, I'm giving you a shout out on here because I listen, I do like going to y'all, but like, it's nostalgia. Like, we had to talk about nostalgia every once in a while. Like, it's the new thing too. Like, a lot of people don't get it. Like, I'm from the 90s and I'm proud to be a 90s kid. My favorite song right now is by Jax, 90s Kids, and I love it. And like, Mario Super Brothers, Nintendo Brothers. Okay, look, I'm just gonna say it. Luigi, he was the real voice of reason. Mario was just a face and everything. We knew who the real leader of those group what that duo was. And we gotta admit, did we think the problem was with Mario why Princess Peach kept running away? I think so. But yeah, but that is it. Join me next time as we talk about who knows what. Y'all have a happy new year, and I'll see y'all later.